Greetings, loved ones. In today's video, we are going to be talking about the Yeezy 500 in the blush colorway. To be more specific, like always in these how to cop guides, we will be talking about some release info, how to cop them, and some resale predictions at the end of the video. So to kick it off, I just wanted to get this out of the way. No, I do not know when pre-orders are shipping. According to Yeezy Mafia, the pre-orders are supposed to ship on April 14th, which is the day of the release. However, you guys know how inconsistent Yeezy Supply is with shipping, meaning that people who pre-order the pairs might actually get them later than the people who order on the day of. It's really terrible, and I don't know what to tell you guys, but I just felt like I needed to get that out of the way. Anyway, like I said, these shoes are going to be releasing worldwide on April 14th. The retail on these shoes will be $200. The times for these shoes on Adidas.com, it is usually around 10 a.m. Eastern time. It's never exactly 10. It's usually hovering around like 9:30, maybe 10:30, sometimes 11, but you should just keep in mind that it's usually around 10 a.m. Eastern time. And now the Yeezy supply drop, even if there is a Yeezy supply drop, because it's not yet confirmed, the Yeezy supply drop would be random. There'd be no time for it. However, some people are speculating that the only way to get these shoes from Yeezy supply is through the pre-order, which I'm not exactly sure is true, because the 700s had a pre-order on Yeezy Supply and you were still able to order them off of Yeezy Supply. So I think you should be able to still order these off of Yeezy Supply, but as of now, we don't know yet, so don't count on it. Alright, so with all that release info out of the way, let's jump right into the how to cop portion of the video. To kick it off, we're going to be talking about Adidas Confirmed. Yeah, that's right, these are going to be releasing on Adidas Confirmed. Unfortunately, I don't know exactly how many cities are going to be getting them. I'm to assume that the stock isn't as crazy as some of the V2s were, so I'm assuming that it would probably be only a couple of cities, but there is a way to actually change your location so you could get in the vicinity of these cities. But that's a video for a whole nother day. I'm not even sure if I'm going to make it because it's so inconsistent. But if you happen to be in the vicinity of any of the cities that are going to be getting them for Adidas Confirmed, the first thing that you're going to have to do is sign up on the Adidas Confirmed app at the beginning of the week, which is going to be next week actually. Then at around 4 to 5 p.m. Eastern time, usually on a Wednesday or a Thursday, you will have the ability to reserve your pair. You do this by simply answering a CAPTCHA question, and you have to be extremely fast. Now, there has been speculation that there is actually a time frame, and if you do it too fast, they assume that you're a bot. I don't think that this theory is correct at all. I think that it still has to do with how quick you are, and regardless, if you're a human being, you shouldn't be too quick where they're gonna assume that you're a bot unless you're simply just guessing. So what I would advocate, just some quick tips for this, make sure you have Twitter post notifications on for Yeezy Mafia, because occasionally they do drop hints, usually around like the holiday season. I know Easter is like, it already happened April 1st, but who knows? It's still the month of April, so Yeezy Mafia might say something like, hey, happy Easter, and Yeezy Mafia just may perhaps leak what the CAPTCHA is going to be, so you know exactly what to look for without reading the question. In addition to this tip, obviously, you could practice this type of CAPTCHA by downloading the L Confirmed app. Now, I'm not suggesting that you go ahead and do this. I'm not affiliated with them, keep in mind, because I do understand that it is 99 cents or $1.99 to purchase this app, so definitely don't feel pressured to buy it. But I personally have it. I just like to use it as extra practice. I still take L's though, so it's definitely not going to guarantee you anything. It's just a little extra practice. Alright, so with Adidas Confirmed out of the way, now we're jumping to the best method in my opinion to get these shoes, and that is through Adidas.com, the splash page. So as most of you know by now, but for those of you who don't, I will briefly explain it. Adidas.com tracks you by your cookies. They do not track you by your IP address. What does this mean? It means that if you were to open up multiple tabs on the waiting room, you will get banned because they have the same cookies. However, there is a way to have different sets of cookies all on the same computer, meaning you can have more entries into the waiting room. You simply do this by opening up multiple Chrome users, and what we like to call this in this little community, we like to call it the multiple people jig. This way, all your cookies are completely different, so you won't get banned at all. And if you're wondering how I set this up, I go really in depth on how to do this jig in this video right here, so feel free to go check that out if you're completely new to this. But for most of my subscribers, everyone who's been in this community for a decent amount of time, you guys know what this jig is. Like, we all know how to do this, come on. And I just want to make it very clear that it's simply the more the merrier. Sure, you can maybe only have 20 Chrome users on your computer. Say that's all your computer could handle. maybe you go right ahead and you borrow a couple of your friends' computers, or maybe your parents' computers, or your wife's computer, and you do the multiple people jig on that too. So at the end of the day, you might even have 100 Chrome users running. So you might be saying, when I'm setting this up, it gets all crazy, like all these windows everywhere. Don't stress, don't worry about it, guys, because all you're gonna have to do is press the F3 button, I believe it is on Mac. It's a little button. It's not FN3. It's simply a button that says F3 with pictures of windows on it. That is for Mac, and it will give you the ability to view all the windows going at once on one computer. And for Windows, I believe that is going to be Tab and the window button all at the same time. So yeah, this method is definitely like 100% bulletproof. Now, people were saying that, hey, the multiple people jig is patched. And if you think that it's patched, watch this video right here where I provide you with solid evidence to how it is not patched and that Adidas was simply having problems. And guys, they are still going to have problems, believe me. The way to get around these problems, it's actually extremely easy to fix. All you're going to have to do is click the little refresh button, or Command R to refresh, or F5 to refresh on Windows. It's simple as that. And if it still isn't working, all you have to do is clear your cookies, and it should be working then. However, I understand it will get tedious considering you might have like 30 Chrome users running, and after every few minutes you get that error popping up saying that there was a problem with your setup. Trust me, guys, it has nothing to do with the multiple people jig, because we get this error on our phone too, and clearly on our phone we can't use the multiple people jig. Also, regarding Adidas.com, I understand that a lot of you want to get multiple pairs, whether it's to resell them or whether it's to hook up a friend or family member for retail. What you would have to do to get multiple pairs, you keep the address the same, you keep the billing address the same. However, for safety, I do like to change up the payment method and also change up your email address. That's it, that's all I do, and I'm able to get multiple pairs shipped to my house with ease. Alright, with Adidas out of the way, now we're going to talk about Yeezy Supply. And like I said, Yeezy Supply is not confirmed to get them as of now. However, I still would like to mention them just in case they are, because like the 700s, guys, there were pre-orders and you still were able to get them. So I still want to make this clear. Yeezy Supply, like I mentioned, they do a random time. It could be in the middle of the night, or it could be super early in the morning, or it could be late in the afternoon for all we know. It could be anywhere within that 24-hour time range. So you might be wondering, oh my gosh, Keith, are you kidding? You want me to refresh Yeezy Supply all day? No, I'm not saying that at all. Usually, Yeezy Mafia, like I said, turn on post notifications on for them. Also, turn on post notifications on for me so I could keep you updated on all these hyped releases, because a lot of stuff does change. But regardless, what I was saying was Yeezy Mafia will tweet out when the password page goes up, which they haven't done in a while. For the past 2 releases, they haven't done a password page. I'm not sure why, but I'm to assume that if they don't do a password page, Yeezy Mafia will still tweet out the live thing. And if there is a password page, we can use the LTE jig to get in as fast as possible. This is the video where I explain the LTE jig, so yeah, I'm kind of throwing a lot of videos at you, so if you haven't seen any of these, I will link these in the pinned comment or something for you guys to check out. I go really in depth and teach you guys how to do it step by step, so your grandma can do it, so Uncle Gary could... I'm sorry, guys. He keeps popping into my head. I just have some really vivid memories of Uncle Gary. I'm sorry. Also, along with the LTE thing that I was talking about, we can do a bypass jig. I was a little skeptical of using this jig. However, we actually did test this on the 700 release and on the Blush 500 pre-orders. So I'm going to tell you right now that yes, the bypass jig is working. Obviously, it could definitely be patched this time. I would say definitely go for it though, just because it's worth a shot. And of course, that bypass jig will be in this video. And if you're wondering about multiple pairs on YeezySupply.com, unfortunately, no, that's not going to happen. They do track your billing address. They do track your shipping address. It's only 1 pair per home address, and if you try to ship it to your neighbor's address, that won't work either because the billing has to match the home address. They will send you an email sensing that it was fraudulent, and they will cancel that order, so it'll just be a fruitless endeavor to go ahead and try to order multiple pairs. So yeah, stick to 1 pair only, unless you happen to have a different billing address that coincides with a different address. So maybe if you were to have a beach house or something like that. And lastly, we probably will see that some foot stores and consortium stores will be getting these, but I don't know exactly which ones are going to be getting them. I will make an updated video on all these, and hopefully we will be able to use the Barney's jig for those of you who've been here since what, like 3,000 subs or something like that. When I did that blue tint live stream, I taught you guys like 100 times how to do the Barney's jig. Whoa, memories. Anyway though, with the how to cop out of the way, let's talk some resale real quick. So right now, resale is sitting at around $600 to $1,000. but you have to keep in mind that only early pairs were in circulation from that very first Adidas confirmed release. The pre-orders aren't even in circulation as of now, so obviously the prices are going to dip a lot, and you have to keep in mind that these aren't going to be super limited, and not only that, there is no boost on the shoe. So keeping it low, I'm going to have to say that resale will end up in the common sizes at least, probably around $350. It could be lower, it could be higher. But I definitely don't think that it's going to stick anywhere near $600. Regardless though, it still is profitable. And for everyone who pre-ordered their shoe, if you happen to get these shoes really early, I would say sell them right away, because obviously when there's more pairs in circulation, demand will stay consistent, but the supply keeps increasing, so obviously the prices will drop and you won't be able to make as much money. But of course, if you want to rock this shoe, go ahead. This is one of the few times that I'm solely buying this shoe to resell and maybe hook up a couple of friends or something like that. I just personally don't see myself wearing this shoe. But with that, I am out of here, guys. Feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, if you perhaps learned a thing or two. Also, feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications for this community. It's super awesome. You know, I'm always providing you with tips and tricks on how to cop these limited shoes, some resale predictions, also some pathetic comedic endeavors, stupid stuff like that. Again, I will keep you updated on all this stuff, so I'll see you guys next time, and good luck.
Knocking me over every single day. Get your foot off my foot. Ah. Get your foot off my foot. Yeah. I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot. Ah. Get your foot off my foot. Yeah. Get your foot off my foot. Oh.